Good evening and welcome to the third edition of The Edge. I'm Grace Belisle.
I'm Daniel Guthrie, and while we might not be Jafe,
you're not funny.
We're even better.
Anyways, on this edition of The Edge, we delve deep in what Project Red is about.
The IT class is taking on a challenge.
We get updates on the house situation.
And the EdTech Center gets ripped for Mission 22. If you're an animal fan, then you'll love this story. Last Thursday, the Ag Science class participated in Project Red. The Edge's Jackson Spencer has more on that.
Thanks, Daniel. On October 6th, third graders from across the county came to the Eastern Michigan Fairgrounds for Project Red.
Like Project Real Education Day. So we bring out all our third graders in our county and we teach them everything about agriculture. Like we teach them from animal care all the way to ag products. So they're learning how to care for animals, like what our animals provide for us and how we provide for our animals.
The goal of Project Red is to help elementary students learn about where their food comes from.
I have learned that how to make milk and stuff, how to pollinate and stuff.
Along with learning a lot, these third graders had a blast and were very excited to be there and tell us their favorite part.
I think my favorite thing was the one where we learned about honeybees. Touching the sheep, learning about sunflowers.
Not only are the third graders learning, but so are the ag science students.
I've learned a lot about sheep so far, handling and overall just kind of teaching about sheep and assisting and stuff.
Project Red started in the late 1990s. Reporting for The Edge, I'm Jackson Spencer.
OMG, those animals are so fluffy, I'm gonna die.
You're so dramatic, but they are quite adorable. Students in ITNet are competing against other schools across the state to test their knowledge of cybersecurity, computer science, and information technology. The students are competing in the Governor's High School Cyber Challenge. The first round took place from October 3rd to the 6th. Students had to complete a 10-question quiz in the classroom using their resources online. In groups, they have to get the answers to these different tests and problem solve together.
Usually you don't know the answer, but basically you do just a bunch of research on Google and whatever based upon the question, the circumstance and situation. It's a very big learning experience and it's a big recommendation.
Round 2 will be in person in Novi at the end of the month. Though our teams did well with 2 scoring in the top 50, unfortunately none of them scored high enough to move on to the next round.
I don't know about you, but I think I'd be a pretty good governor.
That was not the point of the challenge at all.
You're just a hater. Anyways, the CAD class are creating house designs. Our reporter Nathan DeFano has all the details.
Thank you, Daniel. The students in CAD are focusing on what makes a house a home in 3D. The students in CAD are making living rooms, kitchens, and master suites.
Our presentation boards are basically a presentation of what a space would look like. So in architecture, like a room, students go through and they set up all their different wall coverings, their floor coverings, furniture coverings, types of furniture, all of that, just to show the client what the space would look like before it's built.
This gives the students a chance to see how architects work with clients. When designing, they always want to show the client what the space would look like before it was built. Students not only had to think about the structure of the room, but also the colors and materials that would go into them.
My presentation board, I used Revit and I got different components, and then I made my house, and then I added components to the house, and then I searched up on Home Depot or Lowe's and stuff and got realistic components and then glued them to a board.
We search around the lab for components and materials that we can put inside of a certain room.
This is one of the many assignments that the CAD students who are focusing on architecture will be doing this year. Reporting from The Edge, I'm Nathan DeFano.
You think you can design a house the same way you think you can be governor?
Yeah? You know what I can't do?
What?
Move the house that the construction classroom built. If you haven't noticed, there is a house in the staff parking lot. It's been there since last year, and it's about to move. The construction students build a house each year. It is sold, and then the owners move the house to its spot.
We're moving the house because it's all good, and the owners are ready to for it to go in its spot.
The house is going to be moved by semi. That's basically the house that's out in the parking lot right now is sitting on steel beams. which basically forms a trailer, and a semi will hook up to those steel beams and move it.
The house takes 12 spots.
There are only 44 spots total, so currently the house takes up nearly 30% of the parking lot. Ms. Holliday assures us that she isn't the only one complaining about having to park in the student parking lot.
Students and staff started doing 22 push-ups a day on October 12th. All these push-ups are to support our troops. The Edge's Kyle Swartz tells us more about Mission 22.
Mission 22 is back this year, and so are the push-ups. From Wednesday, October 12th to November 10th, students at Attica will be encouraged to do 22 push-ups per day, and that's not the only way you can participate.
So I believe there is jars in each of the classrooms, and you just put in at least 22 cents a day for the 22 days that we have it going on, and a little goes a long way.
The money raised will go to Mission 22. Mission 22 is a nonprofit organization that supports veterans.
Mission 22 is near and dear to my heart. Mission 22 is an organization that was established a number of years ago for veterans. The last 20 plus years now, our veterans are committing suicide at a rate of 22 per day. So Mission 22 organization came together to help raise funds to help counsel our vets that are coming back from overseas.
This is not the only thing Attica is doing to support veterans this year. In November, Attica will be holding a celebration to honor the veterans in our area.
So November 10th would be the day before Veterans Day. We're having a veteran celebration starting at, I believe, at 11:30 to 1:30. We're inviting veterans from across the county or the area of the Thumb. We're going to put on a small dinner for them. We're going to have the North Branch Broncos band. They're going to do a flag raising ceremony, play the national anthem and a couple other songs, and then we're going to feed them, and then I'm sure there's going to be some other activities planned during that event.
Any local veterans who would like to attend the celebration on November 10th, please have them call the Attica building. Reporting for The Edge, I'm Kyle Swartz.
Of course, we will cover the event when it happens here on The Edge.
World Mental Health Day was October 10th. Recently, there has been an increased awareness of teenagers' mental health. Taking care of your mental health is important. We asked students at EdTech about the different methods they use to cope.
I just try to manage my time by scheduling it in different Mondays I'm gonna do this, Tuesday I'm gonna do this, so it's not too much stress. So.
Depending if the stress is a person or an item, either try and distance yourself just a little bit from that person, or if it's an item, just sit back, take a few minutes to breathe, and see if you're ready to go at it again.
Honestly, a good activity is to just go for a walk, and just getting fresh air inside of you is one of the best feelings ever, to be honest, and talking about it, even if it's not even to a person, talk to a pillow, talk to a stuffed animal, talk to something. Make sure you get the actual verbal words out of your mouth. Anything that you can say verbally will make you feel a lot better in the long run.
If you ever feel that you are struggling with your mental health, know that there is help. If you or someone you know is in crisis and needs immediate help, the number to call is 988. There is 24-hour confidential support.
Before we end this edition of The Edge, we're going to give you a sneak peek at what's to come in the next edition of The Edge. We meet some of the EdTech preschool alumni that are now high schoolers in EdTech programs. We also talk about how certain college admissions are free for the month of October.
That's the end of this edition of The Edge.
Make sure to follow us on our Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at The Edge LC. I'm Grace Belisle.
And I'm Daniel Guthrie, signing off. Better than Jake.
Quit making me a thing.